Hi, this is Christina, and I wanted to talk about fear labels, specifically the label of being poor or being middle class. And I had experienced this fear label within myself when well, generally in my life, as I was raised middle class, and I always had this idea of what people with more money had and how they saw me because I had less money. And I really saw this point within myself in this last year when I was working for a restaurant where I did catering. I did delivery for food, and it was a higher end restaurant. And we did house calls and office calls, and we delivered food to all these places. And I had found when I would go to some of these homes of million dollar homes on the lake and in these, private residencies, these houses were huge, and you knew that these people had a lot of money. And when I would walk myself into these homes wearing my catering outfits, delivering these foods as a service, I felt very inferior, and I felt that they were judging me because I looked middle class, and I was obviously working for an income that was not as measurable as what these homes represented. And so there was definitely like this separation in fear of how these people saw me, and yeah, it's fascinating, this fear label of being defined as poor or not having a lot of money. And within this point, I saw self-judgments of not being educated, not being worthy, invaluable, not valuable, and basically separate from these people because of money. And so it was fascinating to be in these homes and see what kind of self-judgments I was holding on to within the definition of myself in relation to money, how I have defined myself according to how much money I have, and how much judgment there actually existed within myself projected towards these people in fear that they were judging me when really I was judging myself and judging them for having more money, and almost even acting as if I was superior because I don't have a lot of money. I am more down to earth and better because I don't have as much money. So definitely a point of separation and fear of even like I noticed even like being in these homes of these people with all these monies that I was being in homes of people with this money who obviously had a lot of money, and even the clothes that I was wearing, I was like, you can see that I am not rich and I am poor, and self-judgments within that. So definitely points to forgive ourselves for, because why are we allowing money to define ourselves as humans in separation of each other? Because that money, you take that money away and we are equally fucked. And that is why it's so cool to kind of walk this point of equal money and realizing that we are just human beings and we have allowed money to define who we are according to how much we have or how much we don't have, and then use that as an excuse to justify the separation that we allow within ourselves in relation to each other, not seeing ourselves as equal and allowing money to be that defining and dividing factor. So yeah, money, fear of being poor as a label, being poor as a fear label. If you can relate to this experience or have similar fears, or fear being labeled as something similar to this, share in a video response or a comment. Thanks.